Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Shame on Sikh Net for going on vacation down to Florida to do their ridiculous Yogi Bhajan tantric yoga when Sikhs are sacrificing, giving their lives. And during this time especially, when Guru Gobind Singh gave his 4 sons and his mother, during this time, this Galu Gara, as Sikhs call it, for Guru Gobind Singh sacrificed his family so that we Sikhs could live as a strong and courageous Khalsa Panth. I want to bring this to Sikhs' attention that sadly, as I said, Sikh Net has closed their website, not posting anything new, that is, or updates about Gurbaksh Singh and his sacrifice, and the brave Sikhs who are courageously giving their lives and their time and their energy for Sikhs. Sikh Net has gone off down there to Florida to worship Yogi Bhajan and to, as they say, have a vacation. This is just inexcusable. And then they beg for donations. It's just unbelievable. I want to show you a little bit about the sad reality over there at Sikh Net and about these Yogi Bhajan people, where their real allegiance is to Yogi Bhajan and promoting his tantric yoga. Now, this is not the first time that these Sikh Net people have taken off on vacation. They refuse to participate in protest marches. They refuse to call their contacts in India, which I know they have. Yogi Bhajan got people out of jail in India, the 3HO people, when they were there. There was one boy I remember who was arrested there for bringing in illegal guns. And Yogi Bhajan bribed officials there in India, used all of his contacts, and got the boy out and back here to the United States. So I know they have contacts. And they could be using these contacts to be getting the Sikh political prisoners out of jail. But instead, they sit back, they do their Yogi Bhajan Tantric Yoga. Now, I think this is really endemic of this bigger problem in 3HO, where Yogi Bhajan has become such a cult leader for them that they have surrendered their courage as Sikhs to this fake Yogi Bhajan. This is the problem with 3HO. Look how the 3HO people worship Yogi Bhajan. They've bowed to Yogi Bhajan, they've given their lives to him. It's very easy for them to be in this cult of Yogi Bhajan. This is a tantric painting that sits in the Darbar of the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. It's really disgusting. You can see here this tantric energy thing here that it displayed, and this is no small painting. It's 8 feet tall, and it sits there in the Darbar of the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. You can see it here where they bring the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib in for Prakash, and Yogi Bhajan's painting looms over the top, over the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. So this is how the 3HO people have surrendered themselves to this fake Yogi Bhajan, who used fake titles. He did it all to make money and to promote his own aggrandizement. These 3HO people are under the spell of Yogi Bhajan, and they should not be supported. They've lost their courage as Sikhs. They go off, as I said, to these tantric yoga courses. And let there be no doubt about it, that Sikh Net is controlled by these Yogi Bhajan people. Here is a lawsuit that was filed by some of the disgruntled factions within Yogi Bhajan's organizations that wanted to get the money from this yogi tea that Yogi Bhajan started. And so it shows here that the Sikh Net people are all part of this agreement not to disparage Yogi Bhajan or criticize him. They're under oath, a legal obligation not to ever criticize or disparage Yogi Bhajan. Not only that, they have to teach and preach the Sikh religion as taught by Yogi Bhajan. It says right here, under the management of the related entities. These are all the Yogi Bhajan organizations that are controlled under this umbrella of the steering committee, they call it. And these people are fanatic Yogi Bhajan followers. They follow every word that Yogi Bhajan says. And if the Sri Guru Granth Sahib or the Sikh Maryada conflicts with what Yogi Bhajan says, then guess what? They have to follow Yogi Bhajan's teachings. And very often, Yogi Bhajan's teachings conflict with the Sri Guru Granth Sahib and also with the Sikh Rahat. Take, for example, this is idol worship that goes on there at Yogi Bhajan's group. Now, Yogi Bhajan placed this golden idol of Baba Siri Chand there at the entrance to their Gurdwara, where Sikh Net has their offices, and then also at Yogi Bhajan's death place. You can see here the Yogi Bhajan people with the white turbans. I can't show their faces because the Sikh Net people get my videos deleted because they say it's an invasion of their privacy. But this is not, because you can just see the tops of their turbans there. But you can clearly see that they're worshiping this golden idol there at Yogi Bhajan's death place. They have surrendered themselves to these false idols and Yogi Bhajan, these 3HO people. They've surrendered their courage as Sikhs of the Guru. Don't let them fool you. We need to continue to put pressure on them to give up this Yogi Bhajan nonsense. Now, don't take my word for what I'm telling you. I learned about this from true Gur Sikhs when I was in India around 2009, about this reality about 3HO. I was part of it for 30 years. It was easy to give up your self-confidence, give up responsibility to Yogi Bhajan. But that's not the way of Sikhi. This is not the way of Sikhs. We have one Guru, Sri Guru Granth Sahib, which is in all of us. And we read from the Guru, we chant Gurbani so that we can be filled with this Gurbani, and that we don't have to rely on people like Yogi Bhajan to guide us or to tell us what to do or command. When I was in 3HO, everything came from Yogi Bhajan, and that's the way it still is. Gurmustik, Guruka Singh, all these people that are part of Sikh Net, they look to Yogi Bhajan's word for everything they do. That is a fact. Now, Dr. Talochan Singh, back in 1977, wrote a very good book. It's called Sikhism and Tantric Yoga, and he spent months with Yogi Bhajan, and he observed all of these things, and he very wisely wrote them into this book. And it's very critical of Yogi Bhajan, but it's really, really good. It's the truth. And like I said, don't take my word for it. Read his book. It's available on my website. I spent weeks putting it into text manager and scanning this book. And it was really an eye-opener for me. And I highly recommend you read it. Research 3HO. Don't let them fool you. Their objective is to subsume Sikhi and Sikhs into Yogi Bhajan's cult. That is the reality. I hope you watch my other videos, and I also have a book too, by the way. I'm not trying to push my book here, but I do think it's a good explanation of what I went through and how I got out of this cult. You can get it on Amazon for only 99 cents, but I'll also send you a free copy if you just feel like you don't want to spend the money, or you feel like you should get it free. Anyway, thank you for your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.